their bags and set off for the rural hideaway where they'll hope to plot the FA Cup downfall of Premier League Leicester. And while they weren't at their best, a win over Wrexham provided the perfect send-off.
We've had a lot of hard games recently, and I think we looked a little bit tired. I don't think the lads' minds were on Saturday. We can focus on that now, but we know the league's the important thing. Saturday is one we can go and enjoy, but it's the promotion that we want.
All the goals came during a 10-minute spell in the second half. Substitute Lee Peacock's 12th goal of the season, putting the home side in front. The Welshman rallied, and just 4 minutes later, veteran striker Kevin Russell fired them level. City skipper Keith Millen's only previous goal this term was against rivals Rovers, but on 66 minutes he got the winner, which lifts City into the top 6.
We talked about before the game about getting the 3 points, getting up to that 6th place and putting a bit of pressure on the teams on Saturday. Obviously we're not playing in the league, and it's now up to Reading to try and get the win.
Turned up front against his former club, but Jerry Taggart and Andy Impey were unfit. Bristol City had better injury news. They successfully tested defender Mickey Bell, and Lee Peacock was chosen to play alongside 19-goal Tony Thorpe. Steve Wilson was at Filbert Street.
Good ball by Guppy, is it? Simon Clist tracked back with Muzzy, is it? Who's been an influential figure in the opening moments of the game. Savage with the dummy, Guppy! And Dean Sturridge with the final touch. The short corner fooled Bristol City a bit. I think they were expecting it to go high into Akinbaye or Elliott. Instead it was pulled back and curled into Dean Sturridge, who scores his first home goal since joining Leicester City. Well, it's a Bristol City free kick, and Brian Tinnion will take most of their set pieces during the course of this afternoon, including this one, it would seem, though Mickey Bell also has a good left foot, standing just behind Tinnion, but Tinnion it is, and he curled it well, and he's unfortunate. He curled it round the wall beautifully, and Royce would not have got there. Guppy's making a run for Izzet. Well covered by Murray, the right wing back. But his clearance is straight to Izzet. Might be more danger here. Sturridge again! It's an own goal! Matt Hill got the final touch. Sturridge caused the Bristol City defence the problems. But it was Matt Hill who climbed and headed it past his own goalkeeper, Steve Phillips. Again the cross from the left-hand side. And Bristol City will have to hold their nerve to avoid a real drubbing. Thorpe against Guppy here. Oh, he's done well, Tony Thorpe. Half a chance here. Peacock. Tinnion. Good strike. And save by Royce from Scott Murray. Bristol City may be 2 goals down here, but they've certainly had some sight to the Leicester goal. Here's Hill out of defence. Not a bad cross either. And Peacock shrugs his shoulders. It was his header. Matt Hill enjoyed getting forward, and it was a good cross for Peacock's header. Here's Muzzy Izzet. Savage is joining Sturridge and Akinbaye. Izzet finds Sturridge. Akinbaye's in all sorts of space and fails to take the opportunity against his former club. Steve Phillips, the Bristol City keeper, did well, but Akinbaye will rue that. Frank Sinclair. He's done well, Sinclair, got the better of Bell. That's Guppy attacking Akinbaye. Well saved by Phillips. Akinbaye wants a goal against his former club, but so far that man, Steve Phillips, is denying him. Sturridge. Sinclair. and great save by Phillips from Savage. For the third time in the second half, Steve Phillips in the Bristol City goal comes to their rescue. Four in the Leicester wall. It's going to be Bell this time, not Tinian. Oh, and he's unfortunate. Twice now from free kicks, Bristol City have rattled Leicester's woodwork. Brian Tinian in the first half and Mickey Bell now in the second. They look a bit short at the back here, Bristol City. Jones finds Sturridge. Important touch by Hill. That's a hand, and that's a penalty. It was Hill who stuck out his arm and clearly blocked the cross. Steve Phillips has had an excellent second half in the Bristol City goal, and now faces Muzzy, is it, who has scored 8 times this season, and now surely puts Leicester City into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup for the first time in 19 seasons. His world has fallen in. Matt Hill, an own goal and a penalty conceded.
Young Matthew's been fantastic for us all season, you know, and I think there's 2 incidents when in the first one you've got to put it down to a terrific cross, you know, and he's tried to get himself on top of the striker. He's flicked off his own goal and it happens to defenders. And the second one, you know, it's just one of those things. He's gone to block the ball and he's hit him on the hand.
I was nervous about today because, you know, I know that Bristol City have got some good footballers, and they would have come here nothing to lose, given it everything they've got, and all of a sudden you can have a cup shot. But thankfully for us, I thought we were very professional. We scored an excellent first goal that you know, give us more confidence, and then we got another one, a little bit of luck at the OG, but it was a great ball in from Muzzy Izzet. So it was a potential shock here, but I thought that we were very professional, especially for the first 45.
We've been using this game really as hopefully a platform, you know, and a springboard for the rest of the season that we've got coming up. We've got some very hard games now in the last 15 games or so to go in our league, but hopefully, you know, we can take confidence from this game in the manner in which we played. And hopefully it gives us a little bit of a boost, you know, to go into these remaining games.
Signing Neil Maddison in midfield, and welcome back Mickey Bell, who's missed the last 4 matches with a broken toe. Lee Matthews, signed earlier today on loan from Leeds, starts on the bench. Millwall recall former City captain Sean Dyche once jeered off the pitch while a City player. The second division's leading scorer Neil Harris, with 24 goals this season, starts up front alongside Paul Moody. Your commentator tonight is Phil Duffel. Away we go then. This really is crunch time for Bristol City. It's Millwall tonight, then Reading away next Friday. And unless they can take points off their promotion rivals, City's playoff prospects look really bleak. Millwall, for their part, start in pole position in Division 2, although with at least one eye presumably over their shoulders, where Rotherham gaining ground fast in second place. Bristol City will be looking to make a fast start and put Millwall under some early pressure. This is Lawrence back defending, although the ball should just go out for a goal kick. Tonight's referee, Mike Jones, who comes from Cheshire. Madison spraying the ball left side. City fans and manager Danny Wilson will be delighted to see Mickey Bell here back in action. Such a key figure in their first choice lineup, certainly. Madison again. Certainly he's looking to pull the strings in midfield. Here he is once more. Short ball play to Brown. Bell is hugging the left touchline. A foul this time by Nethercott on Lee Peacock. And it's a free kick just about within range, so early concern for Millwall. Classic tackle from behind. A clear free kick. And Millwall are busy forming a blue wall. They've got Madison and probably Bell the favourite to take it. It's Madison, and it's straight into the wall. Second effort from the new boy, no better. City keep the attack going though. This is Murray, and he wins the first corner of the evening and applauds the service which allowed him so to do. Lawrence. Peacock among those lurking, but the kick's been taken short. And it's comfortably defended on the near post. Neil Maddison. Matt Hill, the back man for City at the moment. Well, in acres of space far side. And Mark McGee will be too happy with Millwall allowing him that amount of space. This is Maddison neatly away from his man. Plays it for Carey. Murray available. Carey goes solo, deflected! 1-0 Bristol City. The perfect start, and it's come from, in many ways, the unlikely boots of Lewis Carey. I don't mean to be unkind, but before this season he hadn't scored any goals. Carey now is really finding his feet. That's his third of the season and arguably the best so far. It took a deflection which maybe pulled the keeper, but Carey wasn't too clever. Less than 4 minutes on the clock. City ahead. High ball looking for Moody. He was appealing for a foul by Lewis Carey. Referee just turned his back, but Millwall still deep in City territory. This is Kine. He wins their first corner kick of the match, the Belgian. Important for Bristol City now to maintain concentration and not give away the lead that they've got. Endicott and Dyche are both up from the back for Millwall. Dyche taking up a position on the near post. It's a free header there and it's just planted wide. It was Endicott, the former Tottenham Hotspur defender. Bristol City, whose marking on set pieces has been somewhat lax of late, allowed him a free header, should have done better. Peacock neatly done. This is Bell. 2 men over right side for City. This is Ford. Brown's made his way over to the far side now. Peacock striving to get there as well. It's Aaron Brown. Brave attempt. No thoughts for his own safety. Swing break led by Thorpe. He's usually the man in the middle. Brown, who hasn't scored yet for City this season. Pretty close. Murray for Bristol City. Clist. Room to pick out his pass and picks out Peacock. Unlucky. Didn't have time to assess the situation there really. Peacock knew he had to lift it. First time over a rapidly advancing goalkeeper. Unfortunately lifted it just too high. Both sides guilty of wasting possession. Dyche did well from prone position. Well, that's clever by Ryan. Moody peels away. A good run from midfield and a beautiful little lift. Well, it was attempted to go over the goalkeeper from Lucas Neal. It's got too much elevation on it. In the end, allowed Phillips to make a simple catch, but for a moment I thought he'd lobbed it over the keeper. City equally determined to get on with it quickly. Thorpe. Deep cross, still in play. Lawrence had to take emergency action on the far post. He couldn't tell who may be coming in behind him. He was hung up on the far stick, and in fact Brown might have got there, so good work by the defender. Too many red shirts in the box. We're trying to work something now from a different angle. It's Scott Murray, and turned aside by the goalkeeper. Real sting in the shot by the Scots midfielder. Cleverly worked set piece routine, and Murray, who needs just one more for double figures this season, mighty close. Lawrence. Plenty deflected and then committed forward for Millwall in this attack. Kinney back in his more familiar left wing territory now. Nice is right up there. Oh, Hill's mistake. Moody! And Phillips shovels it round a post. Well, Moody very nearly cashing in on an elementary defensive mistake. This is what Bristol City have to eliminate from their game. Fortunately, Phillips in the right place. And there are a mass of bodies inside the 18-yard box. It's Lawrence who simply cannot find a way through. And now the break's on. Thorpe leading it, Murray this side. Return ball into the middle, cleared at the expense of a corner. Lucas Neal at full stretch. Whistle, a case of so far so good for Bristol City. Lewis Carey, the scorer of the only goal so far, a fine long-range effort, albeit with the help of a deflection, and it's his strike which sends City into the break in good heart. And we'll be back shortly after this break. Half-time, it's City 1, Millwall 0. Bristol City get the second half underway. Danny Wilson spent the half-time interval pressing home to his players the need to show just as much commitment in this second 45 minutes. See if they can press home the advantage they've worked so hard to establish. Trying to go the long way around Sean Dyche. Successfully earns his side a corner. Impressed with Peacock's work rate so far tonight. So too they. Corner's been quickly taken. Murray trying to get to the byline. And as far as Madison, who was at full stretch and unable to control the shot. Shows he's got an eye for goal though, the Borough man. List as well to ride the challenge of Moody. On Nethercott. Moody's flick on, Harris goes to ground, referee says free kick. In fact he's given a penalty, says it was inside the box. Some dispute as to where contact was made, the referee had no doubt. To be fair to him, it's certainly inside. It's Hill on Harris, and the referee says penalty. Harris himself against Phillips from the spot. 1-1. 25 goals for the season now for Neil Harris. Phillips gets wide. run intelligently. This is Harris, chance for Millwall. Off the woodwork, Moody brilliantly denied by Phillips. Well, lucky initially, brilliant second time round. Good link-up play between the two strikers. Harris denied by the woodwork, Moody denied by Phillips. He needs to get hold of the ball. Beadle has done just that. Feeds Simon Clist. Matthews points ahead where he wants it delivered. Goes short for Brown instead. Now it's Matthews attacking his man. Beadle! What a chance. He sinks to his knees. He knows that was a golden opportunity for the equaliser. Good work by the substitutes. Low ball into the middle on his favoured left peg. You'd have backed Beadle to net from there. And with that, perhaps goes Bristol City's best chance to snatch victory. Carey striding forward. Slips the challenge of Harris. Still going. This is some run. That was true. Brilliant stuff from the captain. It's been a revelation tonight. He was simply too quick, too good for Robbie Ryan. It'll be Brown to take it. Pushing and shoving on the near post. Beadle involved with Moody, who's gone to ground. It's all getting a little ugly out there. The referee will do well to keep control of this situation. Peter Beadle's the player the referee wants to speak to. All sorts of pushing and shoving. That was Matthews and Nethercott, while the real incident was happening on the goal line. Carey pleading for leniency. It's looking bad for Beadle. It's a second red card for Bristol City, and Beadle joins Tony Thorpe in the early back. Now what action will the referee take over Paul Moody's part in the incident? He's gone as well. Well, it's assuming farcical proportions now. It's going to be 10 against 9. Murray again, linking with Matthews. Was it a handball by Dyche? The referee's assistant is flagging. The referee initially said no, but I think he may be made to change his mind. It certainly hit Sean Dyche, and what will the decision be? The game's in the balance, and this is a crucial moment. The link-up between Matthews and Murray, it's a hand and it's a penalty. Well, now we'll find what Lee Matthews is made of. He's had the bottle to pick up the ball and put it on the spot. Can he stick it in the net? Millwall are trying every trick in the book to put him off. Lee Matthews, 2-1 Bristol City, instant hero status for the loan signing. The roof has just come off Ashton Gate.
remarkable game of football it turned out to be, and unfortunately it was marred by some crowd trouble involving the Millwall supporters after the final whistle. But the important thing, of course, 3 points for Bristol City, and joining me now is the hero of the night, Lee Matthews. What a fantastic start for you.
Yeah, it's unbelievable really. It's a dream come true, to be honest. When I got a phone call yesterday to come down, it was a bit of a surprise, and then the boss was on the bench. I thought, well, maybe I might get one out, and then when he's put me on, I thought, hopefully I can do something.
And what a game, and what an atmosphere.
Unbelievable, to be honest. I had no idea this was such a big club. Fans are so passionate. It was fantastic.
Now tell us, you got the penalty, it's into injury time, and we got close-up shots of you. You looked absolutely terrified, the other one said.
To be honest, I wasn't terrified. I was just trying to block everything out and just relax, to be honest.
And what a moment when it went in, just.
Yeah, it was. The keeper spread himself well, and I thought, oh, he might get a hand to it, but it's gone in the back of the net, so I was just really pleased.
But in terms of the game, I mean, it was all rather ruined by 4 sendings off.
Yeah, it was a shame that happened, but I suppose in a heated game, it's such an important 3 points as things are going to boil over.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, Lee. So that's it from Ashton Gate tonight. It's an incredible game of football. The lights have gone out on us. Don't forget, we're back with Hit the Net on Sunday, featuring the weekend's games. It's Rovers away at second place Rotherham and Swindon at home to Swansea. I'll see you on Sunday. It is that Brian Tinnion's hamstring has recovered enough for him to be awarded a place on the bench. Elsewhere they remain unchanged, with Thorpe and Peacock given the job up front. Last week's last-ditch goal hero Lee Matthews is, like Tinnion, a substitute. Your commentator tonight is Nigel Turner.
So referee Paul Durkin gets us underway here at the Madejski Stadium. A crucial match for both sides and their promotion ambitions. And immediately Reading on the attack. And a first touch for Steve Phillips, which he'll be grateful for in what is a big match atmosphere at the Madejski Stadium. Not full, but certainly vibrant. Phillips with the clearance. Bristol City looking to get those vital early touches. Paul Durkin will certainly have a tough match to referee tonight, because the emotions will be running high. Rougier there in a bit of a tussle. And the referee, Mr. Durkin, lets the play go. And this time Butler is fouled according to the referee. Carey looking a little bemused. Martin Butler leading scorer at 19 goals. Here we are, the defenders having to keep just close to him. Didn't seem an awful lot wrong with that, but Mr. Durkin says so a chance for Reading to get the ball into the City penalty area for the first time this evening. Floated into the box, and the marking's not terribly good, and the header just flashes by. But certainly Murty's free kick from that left-hand side seemed to find 1 or 2 Reading players unmarked. Just watch as the ball, it was floated in, it was plenty of time up there in the air. Whitbread got a touch to it, and then, well, the 1 or 2 Reading players who could perhaps have finished it off, but instead it just went past Phillips' goal. But Bristol City needing to tighten up on the marking a little bit there. There was the final flick header on, almost from the centre spot, but just wide. Covers again there now. Butler, what can he do? He's all on his own with 4 City men back, but he's holding the ball up well and hoping for support. Rougier going through in the box, and Phillips has to come out quickly. And he showed his pace there, did Rougier. Butler waited for him to come in on the inside and just slipped it into his path. And the Bristol City goalkeeper certainly did very well. Maddison showing his power in midfield, but Bristol City just running a bit short there, and the shot comes in and a goal. Well, he tried his luck from long range, and in off the inside of the post, and Graham Murty has put Reading in front. 8.5 minutes on my watch at least. Just watch as Bristol City dwelt on the ball in midfield, gave him far too much space, not closing him down. He tries it from long range, as well you might in the conditions. Beats Phillips on his right hand, and in off the post. Needed a bit of a luck from the framework. But look at this, he just got it away from his feet and struck it first time, and he got his reward. And Danny Wilson, well, not portraying his emotions just at the moment. Aaron Brown spreading it out nicely to Mickey Bell. Peacock, bit of a deflection, safely collected by the goalkeeper. Phil Whitehead. Oh, and Rouget's allowed to run through onto it again into the box, and he's got a shooting chance and really should have done better. But the Bristol City back three are really having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. Look how this ball was just allowed to drop over the back of the Bristol City defence. Rouget onto it, uses his body, well, maybe obstruction you might have argued, but then with the goalpost at his mercy, he volleyed it rather horribly wide. Bell. Aaron Brown spreads it wide nicely. What can, well, I was going to say what can Murray do, but he can't because he hasn't got the ball. He's now got to get back. Rouget out on this right-hand side. Butler's making a run to the far post, and he, well, it was a neat ball, a neat cross in with two men to aim for. Could have gone anywhere. Even a Bristol City foot might have directed it home. Just goes past players at the moment. Anthony Rouget. Spread wide again to the left-hand side now. Plenty of ready men up to pass to, but instead chooses the shot. Matthew Robinson, look at this, just comes inside. Everybody expecting him to play it. Instead, on his right peg. Well, just a little bit too much underneath it, and Phillips didn't have too much problem. Now Butler racing in again, and Phillips has to come in with a fist this time. And then, well, that's a remarkable cannon off the back of Reading player's head, and Phillips looks as if he's hurt himself in that little skirmish when he had to come out and punch the ball away. And here he comes again. That's the third time in a short space of time that he's had to come out to save his defenders, and well, you can see just two players collided, and now Danny Wilson laying down the law to his defenders, trying to sort it out. In fact, this stoppage may have come at just the right moment for Bristol City. And the City fans, well, just a little bit glum at the moment, but still plenty of time to go. Mickey Bell. And Bell again. Oh, curling wide. Knew what he was going to do. Played the give and go. And always worth an effort from that sort of distance. It was a bit cramped for room, but Peacock laid it off nicely. And then left-footed, the inside of the left foot just sort of curled it past the post, but well worth the effort by Mickey Bell. Rather unhappily wide. And on a run. Fourth. Well, that was a well-worked move again by Bristol City, building up patiently down the left-hand side. Nice interpassing. Keeping possession, waiting for the opening to come. Danny Wilson making some notes for use at half-time, one imagines. Now the cross just a little bit too deep. And Peacock into the box and in by Thorpe. Well, Reading really gave that away, just seconds to go before the interval, and Tony Thorpe has coached the equaliser. Peacock and Thorpe out of nothing, and joy for the visiting fans, all 4,000 of them. Now this was suicide, but Murty with the first challenge, and then Newman, and then robbed by Peacock, and well, Tony Thorpe doesn't miss from that sort of distance. 1-1, his 22nd goal of the season, and Tony Thorpe, well, he was in hot water last week for getting sent off, but what a precious goal that is. Bell. To Hill. Rouget bundles him off it, and Mr. Durkin blows the whistle for the interval, and the two managers will now have to change their team talks at half-time, I would suspect. Reading would have been well pleased, but Danny Wilson will be delighted to have seen his team equalise. Murty with the first goal for Reading early on, and then Tony Thorpe with the equaliser right on the stroke of half-time. An exciting first half, plenty more action to come in the second. Join us again after the break. So, welcome back to the Medeski Stadium as we get underway in the second half. Reading and Bristol City level at 1 apiece, thanks to that last gasp equaliser by Tony Thorpe just before the break. So Bristol City will be attacking the end behind which all their fans are massed. They'll be somewhat more cheerful than they had anticipated only a short while ago. Harper. He just wouldn't run for Butler. Going outside into good space. The clearance was a little uncertain as well, but now Rougier for Reading. And Butler makes the run, he's onside. Desperately unlucky, Martin Butler. Flag stayed down. And Butler hits the woodwork. Vibrant start to the second half. Rougier. Good turn. Well, the covering challenge from Aaron Brown saved Bristol City then. Good defending. Took advantage of a certain amount of hesitancy, but the cross not an inviting chance, but it's a corner. Harper with the cross in, that's the goalkeepers. All condensed in the middle third of the field. All taken down by Peacock. Murray with the cross. And what a goal! 2-1 for Bristol City, and Lee Peacock gets on the end of it. 2-1 to the visitors. What a turnaround. Look at this. Forging run, surging through, comes to Scott Murray, curls in the cross nicely, and well, there were two Bristol City players, Peacock the first of them, and finds his mark perfectly into the corner, hanging cross again, and he just got in front of the defender and met it perfectly. 2-1 Bristol City. He gets it back. Almost one of those spectacular and horrible goals. Definitely not on the same wavelength there. Dangerous near post. Well, Phillips has had some difficult balls to deal with. Might have another one yet. And the effort not too far wide. But look at this corner, whipped into the near post, and a whole crowd of bodies. Plenty of space for Scott Murray to work in. Except he's got to take the ball with him. Puritan wide on the left. he missed that one. I don't think they know either, do they? Perhaps we can have a better look from here. Curitan started it off, and then when the ball curled back in, looked like, well, the ball just wouldn't sit down, and in fact good charging out by Mickey Bell actually denied Butler. Danny Wilson, defensive again, but he shakes his head as Reading have possession back on this near side. Robinson heads it back into the danger area, but Bennell clears well. Hunter in above Peacock. Newman. Curitan with a layoff. He's dangerous when he runs at you. Curitan big space. Well, he looked on to score. He made the space superbly. Here he is initially, pushed it outside, hurdles the challenge, and then watch Curitan run off the ball. Look, he's in acres of space in the middle, it just needs to find him, and he got underneath it as Phillips came out. Robinson, plenty of space again down the left-hand side. Well read by Scott Murray. Now here's Matthews with his first real touch. Good ball in. Clift. Back heel. Matthews! He's scored! He's only been on a couple of minutes. The super sub from Leeds. Bristol City lead 3-1. Cliff pushed the ball into the box. The two strikers went for it, then Matthews saw that it wasn't on for him, stood back, the back heel perfectly into his path, and he's clearly a finisher, the lad. From the high angle behind the goal again, look at the back heel by Peacock, superb, and the finish needed the post, but who cares about that if you're a Bristol City fan? Forward by Carey. Aaron Brown, well, unceremoniously dumped to the ground, one should say, and he's in agony. Mr. Durkin, though, says he should roll off the pitch and allow the game to go on. Look at the challenge there. Well, you could say he got the ball, but he certainly took the legs as well. Hands above his head, Lee Matthews calling for it. Why shouldn't he? Everything he touches turns to gold at the moment. Oh, neat little free kick. This one, almost through to Peacock. Brilliantly worked free kick. Took Reading totally by surprise. Little triangle behind the wall, the cross in, and to the near post. Well, it really could have been anybody's, couldn't it? As it is, it's another corner to Bristol City as they mount some more pressure. They lead 3-1. Scott Murray just sorting out the signals. Peacock and Matthews there. On the volley, not so very far wide by Neil Maddison. In his second game in City colours, of course, but held the midfield pretty well so far. It was a defensive header out, and well worth the try, wasn't it? And another substitution going to come now, and a little bit of a surprise return to first team action for Brian Tinnion. The best of times he's not able to train too much, coming back after injury. So he replaces Aaron Brown, who's gone off on the far side in a stretcher buggy. And there is Aaron Brown adding to Bristol City's injury problems. Must be pretty bad, but he's needed transport to get round to the dugout. Maddison. Brilliantly held off by Peacock. He seemed to be holding off two players for, seemed like ages, but managed to turn and get the shot in. He's holding him off all the time there, shielding the ball with his body. Round one challenge. Well, he had to try and curl it round the second one, didn't he? And to be honest, didn't really threaten the goal. And there is the final whistle. And who would have believed it just a couple of weeks ago? Bristol City have beaten two of the leading teams in the division. Lee Matthews and Lee Peacock among the scorers. Who would have believed it also when Graham Bertie put Reading ahead early on. Tony Thorpe grabbed a crucial equaliser just before the break. And then Peacock with a glancing header. And then Matthews coming on as a super sub saw Bristol City home to 3 more crucial points.
So an unbelievable win for Bristol City, 2 in successive weeks for them now, and to tell us who this one is Danny Wilson. Danny, tremendous win.
It wasn't unbelievable though. It's, no, the lads played really, really well, particularly second half as well, and I thought that after the initially going goal down, I thought they showed great character. Not only to go away from home and win, but to come to a stadium like this, and in the form that Reading is showing at the moment, I thought it was a fantastic effort.
What do you do to turn it around after that first half hour where they looked the dominant side?
Yeah, they certainly were, and I think we didn't handle the first ball particularly well. You know, they put us on the back foot. We had to defend very, very deep. You know, and anything could have happened. You know, we could have put a header that was into the path of a striker or whatever maybe, because we were under a bit of pressure. But I thought we dealt with it. We stayed in the game. You know, we didn't concede the second goal, which was very important to us. And then at the death of the first half, as you well know, we nicked a goal, and I think that really knocked the stuffing out of them being so late in the first half. And then the second half, we had a little bit of fortune when they hit the post. But again, after that, I think it was sort of us. I thought we really, really dominated, and particularly on the counter-attack, we looked very menacing.
And 2 fantastic goals, the last 2.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were terrific interplay between the 2 strikers, you know, and great awareness from each other. And again, let's just hope, you know, it can continue, you know, but we don't get carried away. You know, we've had 2 good results, but what it does for more than anything gives you a lot of confidence going the last 9 games.
People do get carried away, though. Doom and gloom a couple of weeks ago. You've been the leaders, now the third place side, very much in the thick of things.
Well, I mean, we say that all the time. I mean, the results have a funny nature with certain supporters, in that, you know, every result that you have, whether it's positive or negative, that's the end of your season, one way or the other, or it's your 30 season. You know, but you get a bit more experience in the game, and you make sure that you go the distance, which is 40-odd games, and see where you're in May. You know, and we don't get carried away with this. If it was a defeat, we wouldn't have got worried about it. We just kept going.
Okay, well, congratulations, Danny.
Back victories against 2 of the top 3 sides of the division. City could not have had a more perfect start, with Neil Maddison scoring his first goal for the club after only 59 seconds. But Oldham clawed their way back into the match as City sat back. Steve Phillips had little chance of stopping Tom Carr's close-range header after a quarter of an hour. Midway through the second half, and City fell behind. Corazin raced through their defence and was held back by Lewis Carey, according to the referee. Danny Wilson's former Sheffield Wednesday teammate John Sheridan converted from the spot. In the last quarter of an hour, City poured forward looking for a point which could make all the difference in their quest for a playoff spot, and they got it thanks to Lee Peacock's 14th goal of the season, yet another last-minute salvation for City. That goal, along with Stoke's defeat at Bury, increased City's chances of reaching the playoffs, and with a superior goal difference to Wigan, promotion still remains in City's own hands. Looking for a record-breaking 6th successive away league win, started the better of the 2 teams, with Dave Brammer firing this free kick straight at Steve Phillips. Well, that's a pretty impressive ball. It's a fantastic ball, and Smith has found himself in loads of space here and tees it up for Naylor. First touch, just giving him away with the defender. He's still got it. Here's Smith again, and a real chance, and wasted. It fell invitingly for Stephen Brooker. He's only scored 3 goals this season. He really should have got a 4th in the league. A delightful move. Nothing to show for it though at the end. Murray's racing forward. Knocked back to his keeper by Burton. Not had a great deal to do to Laney so far.
Naylor. He wanted to release it earlier. I think Brooker was offside, which is why he didn't. Naylor has it again. And this will fall invitingly for Cummins, and surely 1-0, and it is. They look around for the flag, they look around for the defenders, but it's Brooker who scored it. He missed one chance earlier, he couldn't possibly miss this one. And 29 minutes in, Port Vale have a deserved lead. Well, you can see it coming. This is Murray trying to redress the balance immediately. Balls for Matthews, hits it well! Deflected wide off the post. An almost immediate response. He really does look a very, very talented player, Lee Matthews. Well, a chance for a break on now. This is Twiss. He's got Brammer to his left-hand side. He may well decide to go alone. Just lifted it over. No shortage of confidence in that effort, though. Just the 1 minute of injury time. It's been a game that has certainly flowed for the most part. City have not enjoyed themselves within the first half. Look well out of sorts. Given away to Bell now. What a time this would be to score. In injury time of the first half, and he's not far away either. Real endeavour from Mickey Bell. And so close to the late first half equaliser. This is Carey. No way through for Bristol City at the moment, despite some good possession. Carey still has it, tries to take on Burt. This is a really good run. He wins the corner. He thinks he should have had something more. A little word in a shell line with the referee. Suggested he was held back. Really good work from a player who doesn't look 100% fit. Comes with his boots as well. This corner, the goalkeeper stays back. It'll fall for Robin Hulbert. That's a really good ball. Oh, clear, put wide. Simon Clister timed his run to perfection. Was beautifully found by the substitute. And was just inches wide. And inches away from giving City an equaliser. But now, Peacock fouled. Free kick given. This is a decent position too. Tinian looks like he's trying to set himself up to take it quickly. Standing right in the way was Michael Twiss. Referee doing nothing about that. Why he doesn't advance the ball 10 yards, I'm not sure. Murray with the header. It's going to go in. It's off the line for Carragher. Well, that's as close as City have come in the second half to getting an equaliser. They might have had to wait to take the free kick, but it almost led to a goal. The final clearance coming for Carragher. Murray turning well, and it's Peacock deflected over. More really good defending. Well, City having a good spell suddenly.
is Hill. Good looking ball. 10 minutes left and Scott Murray has scored his 10th goal of the season. A delightful ball in from Hill. It had curl, it had pace, and Murray timed his run to perfection. It's the first goal Port Vale have led in the league for over a month. Carey, inside his foul, a grandstand finish from Bristol City. Here's still Lewis Carey, he's going all the way! Just scuffed his shot, probably from exhaustion in the end. A terrific run that's got the crowd on their feet. More work for Carey. The goalkeeper just needed to kick it long. They haven't got time to do anything fancy now. The referee's looked at his watch. Hill clears the ball forward. Tinian goes up but can't make contact. And there is the final whistle. Port Vale's run has come to an end. It's taken a very good second half performance from Bristol City to ensure that they did manage their successive away league win. In the end, you could look at it as 2 points lost for Bristol City, but a much improved second half performance, deservedly getting them at least a point thanks to Murray's 10th goal of the season. Final score, Bristol City 1, Port Vale 1.
To wash the fixture away, the first half was a damp squib, but both keepers were soon called into action at the start of the second period as things really began to warm up. Both sides needed the points, City for promotion, Rovers to avoid relegation. And the deadlock was finally broken when Nathan Ellington's shot took a wicked deflection, Christian Lee beating Steve Phillips to the ball. But when Ronnie Mauger brought down Robin Holbert, City were given the chance to level it through Lee Peacock. But there was more drama to come, deep into injury time, and Matt Hill was adjudged to have handled the ball. It was a chance for Scott Jones to be a Rovers hero, but it was City keeper Steve Phillips who grabbed the glory.
I thought, which way you think which way to go, and luckily I guessed right.
Lourenco da Silva made an immediate impression on his debut for Bristol City. On trial from Sporting Lisbon until the end of the season, da Silva came on as a first-half substitute at Gig Lane and then scored Bristol City's second-half winner.
Last home game of the season was a notable one for Aaron Brown. The youngster grabbed his first goals of the season, his first coming after Luton's defence had failed to deal with Lee Peacock's cross. Luton, although relegated, had already struck the bar by the time that Liam George put them back on level terms in the second half. Danny Wilson has promised changes over the summer and he may be looking to strengthen the defence. But if they looked unsteady at the back, then the build-up to the second City goal was out of the top drawer. A patient passing move was finally rewarded when Scott Murray's deep cross found the head of Brown at the far post, and it was 2-1 City. Brown was involved in the third as well, with former Luton favourite Tony Thorpe getting his header in. City can stop Wigan from making the playoffs next Saturday, but at Ashton Gate it's now more about looking forward to next season.